I was thinking about you today. Once I pass this test and get into this pre-med program, it will be clearer than ever how different you and I are. Honestly, I was seriously mad when I found out my dad was marrying a loser high school dropout like you. Ever since the day I first met you, I could tell that you and I were just not at all in the same league. And now I can finally say that you do not deserve to be in the same family, the same house, or even the same country as me and my dad. Get out of our house right now. Oh, today was your big test, wasn't it? You seem like you're in as good of a mood as you ever are. Can I take that to mean that you're confident about how well you performed? You got that right. I finished that stupid test faster than any of the other morons in the room. It was way easier than I thought it would be. I was even kind of disappointed. But not even half as disappointed as I am that my dad married you. I've been waiting for the day when I could finally tell you exactly how I feel about you. And now that day has come. A low IQ loser like you has no right to marry my dad or call yourself my mom. I've been doing plenty of waiting myself, Luna. I've been waiting for the day when you would finally calm down and accept that your dad and I wanted to be together. But now I'm afraid that day may never come. Are you kidding? Of course it's never going to come. I have never for 1 second thought of you as anything other than a free maid service. God knows my dad isn't going to do any of the housework. And since I was busy studying for my test, I haven't had any free time at all lately either. And with you around, the house stayed clean, so I kept my mouth shut. But guess what? I just finished taking my test, so I'll have a ton of free time to wash the dishes or whatever. So I'm happy to announce that we don't need you anymore. I can take care of myself just fine. Wow, Luna, I had no idea you felt so strongly about me. I mean, you've always been pretty short with me, and the way you spoke to me always gave me the idea that you weren't too fond of me. But to say I was nothing more than a free maid service for you? I know I'm not perfect, but I'll have you know that I was doing my best to support you. I was hoping that one day you might even start calling me Mom. Oh my God, no! Don't hold your breath for that. You want to be my mom? Tell you what, how about you go and get admitted into a college as prestigious as the one I'm about to go to? If you can do that, then I'll call you whatever you want. I see you're still held up on the idea of having a college education. I can assure you that there are many more important things in life than educational attainment. I really hope that you can come to understand that. If you can learn to focus on the most important things, then you're far more likely to live the best life possible. Huh? What are you rambling on about? I already know how to live my best life possible. I literally have a 5-year plan. And everything is going just how I wanted it to go. Really, the only super important step in the plan was passing this test and getting admitted to the pre-med program. And now that I've done that, the rest is going to be super easy. Well, I'm glad you have a plan for your life. I'm also glad to see that you've chosen a wonderful path in life. Being a doctor is an incredibly important and rewarding profession. You'll have the ability to help people who are in need. You could even save a person's life. Wouldn't that be incredible? What are you talking about? You think that's why I wanted to get into this pre-med program? You mean it's not? No, you idiot! Get real! You think I want to spend all my time around sick people? Yuck. What if one of them coughs or bleeds all over me? That could get me sick, and I'll take a hard pass on that. I'm not sure what you mean, Luna. You're saying that you aren't going to become a doctor to help people in need? No. What's with you, Carly? What do you think I am, some kind of saint? I don't care about a bunch of coughing, bleeding, puking, screaming, crying, sick and injured people. There is only one thing in this world that I care about. Me. All I want out of college is to get married to an elite guy who's going to go on to become rich and influential. I'm not going to spend the rest of my life working like some kind of corporate drone. Even if I did want to work, it definitely wouldn't be with sick people. No, I just want to marry a rich man. He'll give me all the money I want to buy clothes and shoes. He'll take me on expensive trips to exotic locations all around the world. That's my dream.
I see. Well, that's quite the dream you have, Luna. I don't know how good of an idea it's going to be, considering how expensive the pre-med program you're applying to is.
It's just like any other investment. Some people invest in stocks, some people invest in real estate, and some people invest in cryptocurrency. I'm going to invest in something that'll have a way better payoff. All I need to do is pretty myself up every class, find the guy who looks the most promising, and use my feminine charm on him. Then we'll get married and he'll pay off whatever debt I build up while in school and have tons of money left over. That's the kind of life my dad would want me to have. He wouldn't want me wasting away the best years of my life studying, working, slaving away just to bring home an average income.
So that's the plan you talked about earlier? You're just going to marry a guy and have him take care of you?
I can't believe you actually thought I wanted to work. You're such a moron. Your problem is that you're thinking like a low IQ high school dropout. You and I aren't even close to being on the same level, and don't you forget that. Now, for the last time, divorce my dad and get out of our house and our lives. We don't need you now, and we never will. So pack up your stuff and be gone by tomorrow morning. Actually, you know what? Don't pack up your stuff. I'll just throw it all down to the curb for you. So you can just go straight from your office to some homeless shelter or something, because you are never setting foot in this house again.
Luna, I feel like I should warn you that you are making a tremendous mistake. Are you sure you want to do this? Once you kick me out of your life, there is no way you'll ever be able to bring me back in.
Oh, I am 100% sure. And my dad will be happier this way too. Like, why would he even want to stay with a dumb old woman like you? With you out of the way, he can date younger and prettier women.
Okay then, Luna. Have it your way.
Hello there, Carly. How are things? Have you recovered from the shock of me getting you kicked out of the house? Have you adjusted to the harsh realities of being homeless?
Wow, I didn't expect to hear from you, Luna. I was under the impression that you never wanted to speak to me again. Why are you texting me even after your big plan to kick me out succeeded?
Aw, are you sad that I ruined your life? Are you gonna cry now?
I'm actually quite busy at the moment, Luna. If you have something to say to me, I'd appreciate if you could make it quick.
Oh yeah, you are definitely crying right now. Anyway, would you like to know what I just found out? I passed the entrance exam for the pre-med program. Dad was so happy for me when I told him. He just about started crying. And you know what that means? Now it's official. I am going to live a way different life than you. Like, it's going to be so different, you wouldn't even be able to comprehend it.
Wow, that's excellent. I'm glad you're one step closer to making your dream come true, Luna. I do have one question for you, though. This isn't any of my concern anymore, but I am curious. How are you planning on paying for your tuition? Is your dad going to be able to help you out with that?
What kind of question is that? Yeah, he's going to help me. He's going to pay for the whole thing.
Is that so? Well, if that's the case, then that's great news.
Oh no, don't tell me. Did you ask me that expecting that I wouldn't have a plan for paying my tuition? Like you thought I would overlook such an important detail? Oh my God, you are pathetic. Sorry, Carly, but unlike you, I actually have a functioning brain. You're so lame, seriously.
I was only asking out of curiosity. You say you're fine, so that answers my question. Anyway, since we're not family anymore, I would appreciate it if you could stop sending me messages like this.
This is hilarious. You're so jealous that I'm going to have a way better life than you. I'm glad I texted you, Carly. I needed a good laugh after doing nothing but studying all day for the last year while preparing for the admissions test. Anyway, I'll let you go. I wouldn't want you to lose your spot in line at the soup kitchen. Bye-bye, Carly. I look forward to seeing your obituary.
Bye, Luna. I hope things go as well for you as you hope.
Yo, Carly, what's up, babe? Everything good? I was wondering, you want to go out on a date or something one of these days? I miss my girl.
I'd love that. I miss seeing you every day, too. By the way, how has Luna been since we divorced?
That kid? Well, considering I divorced you for her and had to go back to living on my own, I'm not really interested in doing anything else for her. Like, I barely even respond to her texts anymore. I had a kid at the cafe I stopped at the other day teach me how to disable notifications for her number.
You know what, Kent? You are one interesting guy. You have this odd combination of being willing to make massive sacrifices for your daughter and then not giving her the time of day.
Yeah, I mean, what else could I do? I knew from the very start that she would be against me getting remarried. I thought that once she got used to it, she'd chill out and stop being such a buzzkill, but boy, was I wrong. And I was never really all that big into the whole institution of marriage anyway. If me divorcing you means she's satisfied, I'm satisfied, and you're satisfied, then everybody's happy, right?
Yeah, I suppose it's working out well enough for all of us so far. But are you sure you're okay with going no contact with your own daughter?
Man, that girl never gave me the respect she should have. Like, you should have heard the way she was talking when talking me into divorcing you. She was all like, think about it, Dad, you'll be free to date younger and prettier women. I mean, it's like she doesn't even know me. There's only one lovebird who can tame this free spirit, and that's you, Carly.
We really were made for each other, weren't we? That's why I had no issue agreeing to have a nice and clean divorce with you just like she wanted. I know our relationship is stronger than any piece of paper.
And we're still seeing each other at least once a week. So yeah, if that's what she thinks of me, then I'll say that this is me fulfilling the last of my duties to her as her father. She's already 18 and she'll be going to college soon, so she can support herself from now on. Divorcing you was the last request that I'll ever take from her.
I'm just kind of surprised that you're so easygoing about this. Even you, easily the most easygoing man I've ever met. I mean, I'm on the same page as you and was never all that caught up in the idea of a legal marriage. Plus, right from the start, I wasn't concerned at all with what Luna thought of us being together, but you're still her father. I guess it's hard for me to believe you'd be okay with cutting her off like that.
Well, I mean, think about it. I never had things as good as they were when I was living with you. Being around you all the time was really fun, and I gave up all of that for her. If that's not enough to satisfy her, then she's just being way too greedy.
All right, if you say so. So what are your plans for what you'll do here on out?
Well, I terminated my lease, so the next thing I'm gonna do is look for a plot of land out in the woods somewhere. I'm finally gonna make my dream come true. I'm gonna live off the land, grow my own food, and be self-sufficient. Since I'm not living with you anymore, that means I'm free to live wherever and do whatever I want, right?
That's so like you, Kent. And yeah, you're right, living with me must have been a bit cramped for you. We had to live somewhere that was within a reasonable commute of my office.
Right? I was like an animal trapped in a cage. A nice cage, mind you, but a cage nonetheless. Plus, you know that I've never been what you'd call a high-income individual, right? I basically just work whatever job sounds the most interesting to me any given week. Which, while exciting, isn't exactly the most stable lifestyle for supporting a daughter. Her whole divorce her daddy thing actually came at a pretty good time when I think about it. She'll be leaving home, so that means I'm free of any responsibilities to her. I've got nothing to tie me down anymore.
Yeah, about that. I just heard she passed the test and got accepted into that pre-med program. You must be happy, but what are you going to do about that?
Oh, yeah, the test thing. You were probably way happier than me to hear about that. You always wanted to do something to help out sick people. It's a real bummer that you never got to become a doctor yourself like you wanted. But you do a lot to help out others in any way that you can. And now my girl Luna is gonna help you make your dream come true for real. Isn't that great?
Yeah, sure, Kent. Real great. But what is she going to do about her tuition?
Her tuition? I don't know. I always assumed she would have figured out something for herself by now. I guess if we hadn't divorced, then you would have footed the whole bill for her yourself. But that possibility has flown out the window now. So if she was willing to kick out the person who was going to pay for her tuition, that must mean she has some kind of plan in mind. Like, I don't know, getting a part-time job while studying or something? I was never really concerned about that, seeing as though she's not my problem once she turns 18.
She actually does have a plan. It seems like she's expecting that you'll pay it for her.
Wait, what? She wants me to pay for her tuition? No siree, not a chance. Not gonna happen. I already told her that I couldn't pay for it. I was really clear to her that once she graduates high school, she's gonna have to take care of herself. Although, I don't know, she was staring pretty intently at her phone while I was talking to her. Maybe she didn't hear me? But in any case, it's not my problem. Besides, she should know better than anyone else that I don't have the kind of money to pay for tuition at a prestigious pre-med program like that.
Uh-huh. Okay, well, that clears up a lot. I was confused when she was telling me that earlier, but now I guess she was just under the wrong impression. Oh well, I'm certainly not going to pay for her tuition anymore, so she'll just have to work something out herself, like you say. I've told her as much myself.
You really think she would come to you for help in the first place, though? Like, that girl has never thought of you as a family member. The way she talks about you when you're not around, yikes! After all that, I really don't think she's gonna come crawling on her hands and knees to beg you for money.
Well, I certainly hope she won't. Anyway, I'm glad you and I are on the same page about how to deal with her. That means I have nothing to worry about.
So yeah, about that date, when are you free?
I'll check my schedule and get back to you. Do you think you can fit me into your busy schedule?
Let's see. I'm gonna go fishing this afternoon. Probably take a hike through the woods tomorrow. I'm swamped, but I can pencil you in somewhere.
Hey, what gives? I just talked to my dad, and he said he is not going to pay my tuition.
How did you pass that pre-med test if you can't even read basic English? I told you not to contact me anymore.
Yeah, well, circumstances have changed. My dad was thrilled that I passed that test. He said he was proud of me. Why would he go all crazy like that if he wasn't going to pay for my tuition?
Well, if I had to wager a guess, I'd say he was happy for you because you passed the test. Passing tests is a good thing, right? I don't see what the source of your confusion is. But just because he's happy for you doesn't mean he's going to pay for your tuition.
If he wasn't going to pay, he should have said so sooner. Like, come to me, look me in the eyes, and say it explicitly, I'm not gonna pay for your tuition. And you knew about this too, didn't you? Why didn't you tell me? You suck, Carly. Everything sucks. I had no idea my dad didn't make enough money to pay for my tuition.
Really? That seems like the sort of thing you should be able to tell at your age. But in any case, you should have known because he did tell you. He said he wasn't going to support you after you graduated high school, right?
Maybe he said something to that effect.
Yeah, and college is after high school, right? That means he's not going to support you in college. That is, he won't pay your tuition. Even if he wanted to, he doesn't have that kind of money. When he was talking to me, he was under the impression you would get a job and pay for everything yourself.
He never told me that, though.
Again, yes, he did, but that's not my problem. This is an issue between you and your dad. Leave me out of it. You're a big girl now. Go and take care of your own problems.
I'm not done with you yet. He told me about you, too. He said you were way happier than he was about me getting into that pre-med program. It was just like you said the other day. You thought I was going to become a doctor and help sick people.
Yes, and? Are we really going to rehash that conversation?
I'm getting to the point. Give me a second, will you? After he talked about that, he started laughing, like harder than he's ever laughed before. I asked him what was so funny, and he told me that you were planning on paying for my tuition. And since I made him divorce you, that offer is now off the table. Is that true?
Yep, all of it. I wanted to become a doctor when I was younger, but I dropped out of high school. On top of that, my family wasn't wealthy at all, so there was no way we would have been able to afford it anyway. That's why I was so happy when you started talking about going to med school and why I wanted to support you in any way I could. Because in spite of how much you hated me, I was still moved by the thought that you could help make my dream come true.
So he was telling the truth. But how were you going to pay for it? You don't have any money.
I'm only telling you this now because I'm no longer your stepmother, but looks can be deceiving. I run my own company and I haven't looked in a while, but I believe my net assets are somewhere around $3 million.
What?
So yeah, I was more than willing and able to pay for your tuition, but alas, you insisted that your father and I get divorced. But not only that, you took the liberty of throwing away all my things before I could get back to the house and collect them. Combine that with all the insults you've been flinging in my direction lately, and I've changed my mind.
I don't believe it. You were really going to do that for me?
That's right. I knew your dad wouldn't be able to, so I thought I would help you out in his place. But not anymore. No, I think I'm going to donate what I would have paid for your tuition to a charitable organization. There's one I've worked with in the past that helps sick children.
You're serious, aren't you? If I hadn't gone and pushed my dad to divorce you, you would have paid for me to go to med school?
How many times are you going to ask me that question?
I'm in shock, okay?
I was in shock too at how viciously opposed you were to me marrying your father. Even before that, you hated the thought of us even having a good relationship. I remember whenever I hugged your father goodnight, you would immediately start throwing a fit.
And in spite of all that, you were still gonna pay? But, why? What is it with you and me becoming a doctor? Is it really just because you wanted to become one but couldn't?
There's a bit more to the story, actually. Back when I was in middle school, my little sister contracted a rare illness. There was treatment available, but it was experimental, incredibly expensive, and not covered by insurance. My parents couldn't afford it and couldn't find any organizations willing to help them out. So my sister didn't make it. My mom felt so guilty that she wasn't able to save her daughter's life that she fell into a deep depression. It was all too much for my father to deal with, so he abandoned us. That's why I dropped out of high school, because I had to work to support my mother and myself. My dream of becoming a doctor was gone before it even had a chance to begin.
Wow. That's crazy. So you didn't drop out of high school because you were too dumb to graduate?
In fairness, I never thought of myself as being naturally gifted or anything. I do, however, have an above-average work ethic. I used the money left over after paying the bills to study about running a business, and after a while I started my own. It grew and grew to the point that now I've amassed something of a small fortune for myself, and now I intend to use that money to help people who are sick and suffering. I can't be a doctor myself, and I'm too late to save my sister. But there are still things I can do to save lives, and to see to it that no family goes through what mine did ever again.
Well, if that's the case, then I have great news for you. There just so happens to be an aspiring pre-med student who needs help paying for her tuition.
And who might that be?
Me! I thought that was obvious. If you help me go to college, then I'll go on to help sick kids just like your sister in the future. That's what you want, right? Don't worry, Carly. I swear to you, I will make your dream come true.
You're a little too late to play Little Miss Altruism, Luna. You already spilled the beans to me, remember? You told me that all you wanted to do was marry a rich man. You don't want to help sick children. All you want is expensive clothes, shoes, and luxurious vacations. You said so yourself.
But that was before. Hearing your story has changed my heart. It's a miracle. I can't wait to get right into the hospital and start operating on all the sick kids I can get my hands on.
That's pretty creepy, actually. And also not going to work on me. I've learned a lot of lessons in my time, and one of them is that people never truly change. Do you have any idea how much trouble you caused for your dad? He's come to me so many times over the course of our relationship to apologize for your behavior. And now he even divorced me just to please you. But that was the straw that broke the camel's back. He loves you as your father, but he's also fed up with your awful attitude. He wanted me to tell you that divorcing me was his parting gift to you, and that I am no longer under any obligation to help you pay for college.
Wait, what? You mean my dad knew you were going to pay for my tuition and divorced you anyway?
That's right, Luna. You have now successfully alienated the only two people in this world who would have lifted a finger to help you.
This can't be happening. This is going to ruin everything. Tell me, Carly, what do I have to do to get you to help me? Do you want me to apologize? I'll apologize to both you and my dad.
I don't need to hear any meaningless apologies from you. You have your 5-year plan, don't you? You'll just have to make it work yourself.
How, though?
How about the same way I did? Get a job. Anyway, I wanted to tell you that you were right about one thing. You are indeed going to live a way different life than me, and not in a good way. Luna did her very best to try and convince me to recommit to supporting her college education. I have no money to spend on some bratty teenager who's not my daughter or even stepdaughter. I kept refusing until eventually Luna realized she was out of luck and simply gave up. Not just on getting money from me, but on going to college altogether. There was no way she would be able to get the kind of money she needed by the start of the fall semester. So instead of spending her days in the classroom, she's spending them waiting tables at a local restaurant. After all the time I spent with her, though, I can honestly say that while she is a bit presumptuous, she's not a stupid girl by any means. I'm sure she'll find some way to make things work in the end. As for me, I decided that I would use my money to start up my own charitable organization. It's specifically geared for financially supporting the parents of sick children who need help paying for necessary medical treatment. I'm also starting a scholarship for people planning to go into pediatric medicine. And if Luna has a genuine change of heart, she's still more than welcome to apply.
Grace, you won't believe the news. Kyle is going to get married soon. This is so wonderful, isn't it? I can hardly believe it. It's finally going to be his big day. It's a once-in-a-lifetime event that deserves all the attention. I know I'm going to make this wedding the biggest ceremony I can.
Huh? Kyle's getting married? I'm shocked. Are you serious, Mom? This is for real because I never thought this day would come.
What? Are you calling your mother a liar? Do you not trust me?
That's not what I'm saying. I just wanted to make sure this is really happening, that's all. I was just curious about where they met and how this whole relationship started between them.
Oh, well, I chose a refined girl who suits Kyle perfectly, obviously. She's exactly what our family needs. Unlike you, she's truly charming and sweet. She has all the qualities of a perfect bride. She'll be a great wife to support Kyle in every way.
I think marriage is a happy occasion, but I have some concerns about whether this one is right. Does the bride and her family really agree with this marriage? Are they not reconsidering it or hesitant about anything?
What are you trying to say? Are you implying that Kyle isn't a good man?
I mean, Kyle is addicted to gambling and has debts that might affect their future together. You know that. So does the other side know about that, or are they unaware about this situation?
I haven't told them yet. I don't think it's that big of a deal, Grace. A person's charm isn't just about money. There are important qualities to consider in a partner. On the contrary, the family should support him more than ever, including you. I mean, he's unemployed. He's very lucky to be getting married. Speaking of which, he has a $60,000 debt, so you should cover all the wedding costs to help him out. Got it?
What? Are you serious about asking me to cover that? How is his wedding my problem?
Of course I'm serious. Why would I joke about this? Gosh, Grace, you've always been so clueless. It's frustrating that you can't understand what needs to be done. I wish I could bottle up Kyle's goodness and make you drink it. I guarantee it would prove you so much. Don't you want to do the right thing for your family? We've always done so much for you, and you're not even going to give it back to us? Plus, we're letting you live at home, and yet you're so ungrateful. If this is how it's going to be, maybe Kyle should have been my only child. I never should have given birth to you. Gosh, what a waste. After all, we don't need someone who can't even help our family in times of need.
Why would you say something so cruel? It hurts to hear such harsh words from my own mother.
I'm just stating the facts. They can be difficult to hear, but they're necessary. If you understand, make sure you have the money ready. There's no other way to resolve this issue. Did you get it? Don't make me repeat myself. This is important, and I expect you to take it seriously.
I just heard from Mom about something really surprising. I'm not sure how to react to this. Is it really true that my brother is getting married? I can hardly believe it.
Ah, so you heard the news too. It's been quite the shock for me as well. I also thought that there was no way that could be true at first. It's hard to imagine finding someone who's actually willing to marry him. I only found out not long ago myself, and it's still sinking in for me.
So, even you didn't know until recently? That's surprising. I thought you would have been informed earlier.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you, Grace. Mom has always hated it when I interfered with Kyle, so she kept this from me intentionally, I guess. So I've been watching from the sidelines lately, trying not to get too involved in their matters. It seems the discussion about his marriage progressed without me knowing, and now everything is moving forward so quickly.
When I asked, it seemed the fiancé doesn't know what kind of person my brother is deep down. I can't honestly be happy about the situation, knowing that Kyle's true self is being hidden away from her. She doesn't know what she's getting into. I don't know how he managed to get to the point of an engagement considering all his past issues and behavior. But honestly, I'm only filled with anxiety about this marriage. The bride is being deceived. Plus, now Mom's telling me to cover the entire $50,000 wedding cost, which is completely unreasonable.
They expect you to bear that huge amount of money for the wedding? That's insane! I can't believe they would have the nerve to force you to pay that!
I knew Mom has always favored Kyle, but this level of favoritism is so extreme. Saying that I'm worthless if I don't pay, that I shouldn't have been born at all, that's a terrible thing for a mother to say to her child. I never thought she hated me that much. I'm honestly heartbroken.
Grace, don't worry about what Mom says. Her words are harsh, but they don't define your worth.
But I'm not sure what to do.
Don't worry, I'll take care of it. You shouldn't have to deal with this kind of stress alone. I'll go and convince your mother now. It's time someone stood up to her. I've had my thoughts about her for a long time as well, about how she treats you differently. Now I'm ready to finally speak my mind. Kyle's marriage gives us a reason to talk things out at last.
Okay, thanks. I appreciate your support more than you know.
You don't need to stress about this at all, Grace. Leave all of it to me so you can focus on taking care of yourself. You can ignore the wedding costs too. Don't let them pressure you into paying something you shouldn't have to.
Got it. I'll try not to be overwhelmed by this.
Told him, didn't you? I knew you'd do this. You've always been like this, Grace. Whenever anything bothers you, you immediately run to your father. It's so frustrating. Then I'm the one who has to get scolded. You're such a brat. At this rate, you'll stay single forever. No man will want to marry a girl who behaves like this. If you want to find a good man like your brother, you need to change your attitude completely. That means you need to respect your parents and listen to what they say. Got it?
Do you genuinely think Kyle respects you and Dad? How can you say that when he doesn't even fulfill his basic responsibilities? Even though he graduated from university, he hasn't found a job yet. Worst of all, he's been increasing his already enormous debts by gambling all the time. How can that be considered respectful behavior? You let him get away with everything.
You don't understand. Kyle is such a blessing to us just by existing. Regardless of what he does, he means so much to this family. But you're hopeless. You need to do way more than Kyle to be able to please me. Paying for this wedding is your perfect chance to repay your family. That's why you shouldn't miss this opportunity. Don't you get it? This is your duty as a daughter, and you should take it seriously without questioning it. Children are supposed to obey their parents, so stop arguing. Just do what you're told and everything will be fine.
Mom, you're asking for $50,000. That's not an amount I can just hand over because you tell me to. It's outrageous.
What are you yapping about? Quit talking back to me and do as you're told. You can't be a failure for the rest of your life, you know. Besides, I know you have the money. You started investing in whatnot when you were in university, didn't you? Grace, you said you had about $100,000. So why are you hesitating to help your brother with his wedding?
I never told you that, Mom. How in the world do you know that?
I eavesdropped when you were talking to your dad. Duh. How else do you think I found out about it? $50,000 is just pocket change to you. Besides, it's nothing compared to the happiness your brother deserves on his wedding day. If you care about your brother's happiness, just hand it over. Don't make this more difficult than it needs to be. I'm planning a gorgeous wedding that's perfect for Kyle, so just wait.
There's no way I can do that. You're asking for a significant amount of money for something so unreasonable.
Don't you know? Everything that a child owns belongs to their parents, so it's only right. You should be grateful that I'm even asking you nicely. Make sure you get the $50,000 ready no matter what. Don't make excuses or try to back out. Got it? Have it ready by tomorrow. There's no time to waste, and we need to move forward with plans.
I understand your intentions now, Mom. You're determined to make this wedding happen no matter what, even if it means taking your daughter's money. If you're saying that much, I'll prepare for tomorrow. I'll make sure of it.
Oh, great. You should have said that from the beginning. It would have saved us all this back and forth.
But Mom, don't bother apologizing after tomorrow, okay? It's not going to mean anything to me.
Apologize? Why would I do that? You're out of your mind. I'm your mother. I don't have to apologize to you. Where did you go? I've been looking for you everywhere, and you just disappeared without telling me anything. You weren't at home when I woke up. I thought you went to withdraw money, so I left it alone. But now I'm starting to get really concerned. What's taking you so long? You need to hurry up and return home. Don't you remember? We arranged for you to bring $50,000 back to me. We don't have time to waste. This is really urgent, Grace.
Sorry, but I don't plan on giving you any money, Mom. It's not something I'm willing to do.
Huh? What are you saying now? There's no time to be playing around. Today is a deadline to pay for the wedding cost. If we don't pay now, the entire wedding will be canceled, and all of my hard work will go down the drain. I've already told the coordinator that we're able to cover all the cost. That means we can't get financial help. It's too late to apply for a loan. Hurry up and prepare the money. There's no more time for arguing. Just get it ready now.
I've been saying all along that I won't pay, haven't I? You just didn't want to listen to me before.
Huh? But you said you'd prepare yesterday. Don't try to back out of what you promised to do.
Oh, when I said I'd prepare for today, I meant getting ready to leave the house. I never said I'd prepare you the money. You misunderstood me, or maybe you just didn't care to listen.
You really had the nerve to trick me? This isn't fair. You can't do this to your own mother.
You know, you're misunderstanding something else. You thought I have enough money to pay for this wedding, but I don't. My savings don't even amount to $10,000 right now. Thinking I could give you $50,000 is absurd.
What? How can that be? No way. You said you earned $100,000. How could you have lost that much money so quickly? Don't tell me you blew it all in gambling too. Are you just like your brother, wasting everything you've earned?
Don't be ridiculous. I've been much more responsible with my money than he ever was. I just invested my money instead of keeping it as cash. It's tied up in assets that I can't easily liquefy.
What does this mean? I don't understand why you just can't get the money out when we need it. Stop using fancy terms and just tell me what's going on.
Currently, my assets are tied up in stocks and mutual funds. They're not liquid, so I can't use them. By liquid, I mean that I don't have that money in cash. It's not something I can access right away. Simply put, there's no way I can suddenly prepare $50,000. It's impossible under these circumstances, Mom.
You never told me that. How was I supposed to know you couldn't access your money when we needed it? Plus, what was all that talk with your father about? You made it sound like you had a ton of cash saved up and ready to use.
I explained the same thing to Dad, you know. I wasn't lying when you heard me talk to him. Besides, I didn't tell you anything. You just eavesdropped and misunderstood the bits you heard. That's why you're confused right now. Don't blame others for this. It's your fault for stalking me and jumping to conclusions.
This can't be happening. Does that mean you can't pay for the wedding? We were lucky enough to secure the last available spot at a beautiful venue in June. It was going to be the perfect time for a wedding ceremony. If we cancel, it'll be snapped up right away. It's practically impossible to book another venue on such a perfect summer day. No, it's worse than that. I've already bragged to Kyle's fiancé family about how extravagant the wedding will be. They think we can afford such a luxurious venue. What am I supposed to say to them now? Oh my God, what if the engagement is called off because of this? They think I tricked them. Then Kyle's happiness will slip away. All because we couldn't come up with the money in time to save the wedding.
Well, it's your fault for counting on someone else's money. You should have saved up beforehand instead of relying on me. So don't you try to blame this on me. I haven't done anything wrong. I made my stance clear from the beginning, and you just ignored it. More importantly, I'm cutting ties with you and Kyle. I can't continue to be a part of a family that treats me this way.
How dare you, you brat! After everything we've done for you, this is how you repay us? Unbelievable. Well then, if you can't pay the $50,000 since you choose to be such a useless daughter, I can just ask your father. He'll come up with the money somehow, I know it.
No, don't bother Dad with this. He doesn't deserve to be dragged into this mess that you created.
Shut up! You're not giving us the money, so don't complain that I'm going to ask him for help. You don't get a say in this. If your father cancels his company's mutual aid savings plans, that should bring in a decent amount of money for us. We can use it to cover the wedding cost and save face. I'm such a genius. Everything can finally go smoothly now. Can you cancel your mutual aid savings plan? We could really use the money that'll come from the partial refund.
What's this all of a sudden? What do you want?
Grace didn't prepare the $50,000, and she even had the nerve to leave the house. Did you hear about this yet? I can't believe this. She just doesn't listen to anything I tell her.
You're still going on about that? Don't you think you should cut her some slack? She doesn't deserve any of this.
Yeah, save the lecture. I don't have time for this. Can't we just focus on solving the problem at hand? Anyway, we're $50,000 short for Kyle's wedding. We need to come up with the money immediately. I don't have that kind of money, so I was thinking, maybe you could help us out somehow. Then I remembered, Edward, you have that mutual aid savings plan with your company, right? It could be our solution. Let's cancel it and use the refund for Kyle's wedding. It's the only way to keep everything on track. I'll plead with the venue to extend the payment deadline by a few days. So just hurry up and take care of it. We don't have a moment to lose if we want this wedding to happen.
Don't talk nonsense. You can't just go canceling things without considering the long-term consequences. That's the money I've been saving for our retirement. You can't expect me to give that up so easily. Besides, $50,000 for a wedding is way too much. It's outrageous and way over our budget. Kyle doesn't need that much of a luxurious wedding. He'll do perfectly fine with a humble ceremony. Is this dream wedding of yours necessary to go this far? Because I don't think it is.
I can't believe this. Putting yourself before your child's happiness. You should be willing to sacrifice anything for your son. I never thought you were that kind of person. It's shocking to see you prioritize money over your son. But come to think of it, you've always taken care of Grace and never paid attention to Kyle. You've already shown your true colors, haven't you? Favoring one child over the other.
Enough! I can't listen to any more of your nonsense. You're the one who made me raise the kids that way. Everything that's gone wrong is a result of your actions. Whenever I tried to take care of Kyle, you wouldn't even let me touch him. You always pushed me away. Don't tell me that I favored Grace when you've kept me away from Kyle this entire time. Remember Carol? You'd fly into a rage when I tried to offer advice on raising the kids, always shutting me down instantly. You even threw things at me in front of them. You've always acted so irrationally, even when they were watching us.
So now you're blaming me for this?
Yes, I am. It's time you faced the consequences of your actions. Let me tell you something, Carol. There's more to this story that you've hidden from me. I know everything. You thought you could keep secrets from me, but I've known about them for a long time.
What are you talking about? Edward, I've never hidden anything from you.
You can't fool me, Carol. I know who Kyle really is. There was a time when your purse fell over and a photo slipped out. That was the moment everything became clear to me. It was a picture of you with a man I didn't know. I immediately knew what was wrong, because that man in the picture looked exactly like Kyle. The resemblance was uncanny. I'm not so dense as you think I am. I immediately did a DNA test. I needed to know the truth, no matter how painful it might be. The results were clear. I'm not Kyle's biological father.
No way. You knew? All this time. And yet you never said a word about it?
Yeah. That's when I finally understood. Everything started to make sense, and I saw the situation for what it was. You didn't want me to touch Kyle because he was the child of the man you truly loved. I couldn't abandon him even after knowing the truth. And for many years, that's exactly what I did. I decided to raise Kyle as my son until he grew up, no matter what happened. That's why I kept quiet for all these years. I chose to protect Kyle and keep the family together despite everything. No matter what kind of person he's become, I took care of him until adulthood. I fulfilled my duty as his father. I may not be his biological father, but I gave him everything I could. Now it's your turn to take responsibility. You can't run from this any longer. You have to face the truth.
Responsibility? What do you mean by that?
I'm divorcing you. It's time for this to end.
What? You can't be serious. You're really going to walk away just like that? After everything we've been through? Think about it. We've been married for decades.
It doesn't matter. You've done more than enough to deserve this. No matter how much you cry or complain, there's nothing you can say that will make me forgive you. I won't ask for alimony, and you can even have the house, but don't expect any share of the assets. You lost your right to have that the moment I knew you betrayed me.
No, I'm entitled to half of it. That's what we agreed to. You can't just cut me out of your share like this.
What are you talking about? You don't deserve anything after what you've done to this family. It's been decades since you've betrayed me. The statute of limitations has passed, so I can't sue for your adultery anymore. But the fact remains that you cheated on me. It's undeniable. Kyle's blood is proof enough. He's living evidence that you deceived me from the start. You should be grateful I didn't leave you the moment I found out about the affair. I gave you more time and effort than you ever deserved.
No, this can't be happening. Edward, I only work a part-time job. How am I supposed to survive without your support? If you leave me with no savings, what am I supposed to do? I have no way to support myself on my own.
That's not my problem. You've never needed my help with parenting Kyle, right? Then you should be able to handle this on your own. Goodbye. I'll be in touch through a lawyer, so don't reach out to me directly.
Please, Edward, think this over. Don't abandon me like this. It's over, Grace. My entire life is over. Everything I've counted on is destroyed. I don't know what to do. Your father left me and you've walked out too. How am I supposed to live from now on? I'm completely alone now with no one left to support me.
That's not my concern. You've made your choices, and now you have to deal with the consequences on your own. Why don't you ask your beloved son for advice? He's always been your favorite, hasn't he?
Kyla's still going to the casino to gamble every day. He hasn't changed at all. Even with the wedding around the corner, he's still fueling his addiction. He doesn't care at all that we're short on money for the ceremony. It's like none of this even matters to him. I've been doing everything for him. I've sacrificed so much, and yet he shows no appreciation for me.
I think you're the only one here that thinks you tried your best to parent Kyle. Can't you see that you're the root of who he is today?
So I'm the one to blame for this? You don't care what happens to your poor mother?
I told you, I'm cutting ties with you. I don't care what happens to you because I don't consider you my mother anymore. You lost a title a long time ago through your own actions.
If you're leaving, at least leave the money behind. You owe me for all the years I've supported you. Cash out all that, asset management or whatever you were doing. It's the least you can do before you go. Then I'll forgive you. You just need to give me your money and I'll be okay with all this trouble that you've caused.
Stop saying such nonsense. When will you quit manipulating me into giving in? How long do I have to keep putting up with this? I'm tired of always being the one sacrificing everything. I've always had to wear Kyle's hand-me-downs, and it made me feel like I didn't matter as much as he did. If Dad hadn't noticed, I would have been stuck in boys' clothes for the rest of my childhood. Even my pocket money and the cash gifts I got on holidays, all the money I got from our relatives and Dad was taken by you, and I was left with nothing of my own. That too was handed over to my brother, as well as every little thing I owned. I always felt like I was unwanted. It was so painful for me. Do you even understand how miserable I was? You never cared about my feelings, only about Kyle.
But Kyle is the eldest son, so it can't be helped. You're just his little sister, Grace. You have to accept that.
You really haven't changed at all. You're still the same selfish person you've always been, and it's tragic. I never had any possessions of my own. Everything I ever had was taken away from me. And this time, you assumed that my money was yours too, without even considering my feelings. That's why you bragged to Kyle's fiancé that we're rich, right? You used my money to paint a false picture of our family's wealth.
Huh? How did you know that?
Dad confirmed it with Kyle's fiancé. The truth came out when he spoke to her. You told her that we're a wealthy family with over $100,000 in assets, that the bride would be financially secure after getting married to Kyle, which we both know is a complete lie, but that's how you lured her in. That money isn't even yours, Mom. And it's definitely not Kyle's either. You nor Kyle had no claim to it, but you used it to deceive his fiancée and her family. So, Dad made sure to correct the misunderstanding. He told him the truth about our financial situation. We're not wealthy at all. We're just a regular family with no extraordinary wealth to speak of. Most importantly, Kyle is a gambling addict with $60,000 in debt. Dad revealed everything to them.
How could you do such a thing? Do you know how serious this is? If you seriously told them everything, then the whole marriage is going to fall apart.
Yes, it will, and rightfully so. There's no way this marriage should continue under these circumstances. But it's not just that, is it? There's something more to this.
What do you mean? What else could possibly go wrong?
The other family is really angry about what happened, as they should be. They aren't going to let this slide. So they want to take legal action against you for deceiving them. They're getting a lawyer and preparing to sue for fraud.
Fraud? I never meant for this to escalate so much.
Well, it's no wonder they're upset. Their trust was completely shattered, and they have every right to be angry. Their precious daughter was almost married off to a liar. And not just any liar, for that matter, to a gambling addict drowning in debt. It's a nightmare for any parent. Even if it doesn't count as fraud, they'll probably still demand compensation.
You're kidding me, right? My life is already falling apart, and now this? If I'm divorced, I'll lose all my money. And on top of that, I'd have to pay compensation. What will I have left to live on? I'm doomed.
This is all because you lied about so many things, to our family and to Kyle's partner. It's all your fault.
I just wanted Kyle to be happy. Everything I did was for his sake, or so I thought. That's all I wanted. I never meant for things to turn out this way.
That kind of excuse won't mean anything to them. The fact that they were deceived is all that'll remain, and it's more than enough. No amount of apologies can undo this. You don't have money to hire a lawyer, so you better either comply to the charges or apologize. There's no other option left for you. Also, you need to start thinking about how you'll take care of that gambling-addicted son of yours. He's all yours.
That's impossible. I don't have enough strength to handle this alone. Don't you know, Kyle spends hundreds of dollars every day. His addiction is draining everything, and I can't keep up with it anymore. Even if I work hard, my entire month's pay is gone in no time.
But it's you who raised him like this. You're the one who enabled his behavior, and now it's come back to haunt you.
Please help me, Grace. I don't know what to do anymore, and I'm begging you to save me from this. I'll apologize for everything. And from now on, I'll love you more than ever. I'll change, I promise. Just don't leave me.
Are you serious? It's too late for that now. No amount of promises can fix what's broken between you and I. There's nothing more to say to you. I've made my decision to cut ties with you, and I'm sticking to it, no matter what you say. I don't need someone who can't even prioritize their family, just like you said. You show me exactly who you are.
No, this can't really be happening. I never thought you'd actually leave me like this.
Goodbye, for the last time. I'm walking away from you and won't look back. This is really the end. Don't contact me again. We're done, and I need to move on without you.
No, Grace, don't abandon me. I'm begging you. Don't leave me alone to face all of this by myself.
Finally, this nightmare is over. I just finished apologizing to Kyle's fiancée's family. They've decided that for now they're planning to file a compensation claim against Carol and Kyle.
The consequences are catching up to them. I hope this will finally make them realize the severity of their actions.
Yes, their lives are in jeopardy. Whether they like it or not, they don't have any financial support. They should understand how wrong their actions are now. It's more than enough to make them suffer.
Well, they'd better. For years, they've gotten away for their behavior. I'm glad they're finally being punished.
Grace, I'm sorry again for everything. I regret the pain you've endured because of the family's mistakes and failures. If I had been more responsible, you wouldn't have had to suffer so much. I failed you, and for that I'm deeply sorry.
Don't apologize, Dad. You did the best you could under the circumstances, and I don't blame you for any of this. It's true that I wasn't loved by Mom and Kyle, and I felt the lack of their affection every single day. But you loved me enough for the both of them, right? Your love was what kept me going, even when things were hard. I can feel that love. It's always been there, and it's something I've held on to all these years.
Knowing that my love meant so much to you means the world to me.
And Dad, I think it's amazing that you stayed with Mom for all these years, even after knowing she betrayed you. I can't imagine how hard that must have been for you. You've endured so much for our family, and you've done so much as a father. I'm beyond grateful that you raised me. I wouldn't be who I am today without your guidance.
Of course, Grace. That's just what a father's responsibility is. Thank you.
And by the way, I received some dividends from my stocks recently, and it was more than I expected. So how about we treat ourselves and go on a trip together? Let's make some happy memories to replace the painful ones.
A trip with you, Grace? We've never had a chance to do that before. It sounds wonderful.
Right? Let me repay you for everything, Dad. You've done so much for me, and now it's my turn to give back.
Thank you so much, Grace. I'd love that.
After the engagement was called off and the lawsuit was filed, my mother and brother had to pay compensation. To do this, they had to sell the house and move into a shabby apartment. It was a drastic change from the life they once knew. Although my mother only had to work a part-time job in the past, she was forced to work full-time just to make ends meet. It's physically challenging for her at her age, and she's struggling to keep up with the demands of her new job. Rumor has it that she's exhausted every day. The toll it's taking on her health is visible, and it's clear she's not handling it well. Meanwhile, my brother, only after being pushed to this point, finally tried to find a job. But with no work history at his age, his lack of experience made it almost impossible to get hired. So he ended up taking day labor jobs. It was the only work he could find, and it's far from stable. The most shocking part is, as soon as he gets paid, he goes straight to the casino. His gambling addiction hasn't changed, even now. And my mother, who used to spoil him, now treats him harshly, and they fight every day. The dynamic between them has completely shifted. As for me, after returning from a trip with my father, I decided to start fresh and create a new life for us both. I bought a condominium where we can live together. It's a place where we can finally find peace and stability. I'm planning to introduce my boyfriend to my father soon, along with showing him our new home. It's an exciting new chapter in our lives.